Sometimes the hardest moments in life aren't the loud ones.
They're the quiet ones. The moments when you're praying the most, hoping the hardest, trying your best, and nothing seems to change. No clear signs, no obvious progress, just silence. And in that silence, a dangerous thought slowly creeps in. Maybe nothing is happening. Maybe I'm being ignored.
But what if the silence isn't empty at all?
What if this quiet season is exactly where everything important is being built? Welcome to Paths of Hope. Today's message is for anyone who feels stuck, overlooked, tired of waiting, or confused about why life feels so still right now. Because there's a powerful truth we often forget. God often does His greatest work in silence. We live in a world that celebrates noise, quick success, instant answers, visible results. We're taught that if something matters, it should be obvious. If progress is real, it should be loud. If change is happening, we should feel it immediately. But life doesn't work that way. Growth doesn't work that way. And faith definitely doesn't work that way. Think about a seed planted in the ground. The moment it's buried, everything looks finished. It's surrounded by darkness, no movement, no proof of life. If you didn't know better, you'd assume it was wasted, forgotten, dead. But underground, unseen, something extraordinary is happening. Roots are forming. Strength is building. Life is preparing itself to rise.
Your life works the same way.
Some of your most important seasons will feel quiet, lonely, unnoticed. You'll wonder if your efforts matter. You'll question if your prayers are being heard. You'll feel like everyone else is moving forward while you're standing still. But stillness does not mean stagnation.
Silence does not mean abandonment.
Silence often means preparation. There are seasons when God doesn't change your situation because He's changing you. Seasons where He doesn't remove the obstacle because He's strengthening your endurance. Seasons where He doesn't give clarity because He's teaching you how to trust without answers.
And trust is not built when everything makes sense. Trust is built when nothing does.
Anyone can believe when results are visible. Anyone can stay hopeful when progress is obvious. But real faith is formed when you keep moving forward, even when you can't see what's ahead.
This is where many people give up.
They mistake silence for failure.
Delay for rejection.
Waiting for weakness.
They assume that if God hasn't acted yet, He never will. So they rush. They force outcomes. They compare their timeline to everyone else's. They quit too early.
But waiting is not wasted time.
Waiting is training. Every quiet season is shaping something within you. Patience, humility, discipline, emotional strength, spiritual depth, things that cannot be rushed and cannot be learned in comfort. If everything happened instantly, you wouldn't be ready to hold what's coming. Think about how often we pray for the destination but ignore the preparation. We want the breakthrough, but not the growth required to sustain it. We want the blessing, but not the character that keeps it from destroying us. Sometimes God is silent, not because He's distant, but because He's working deeper than you can see. Silence removes distractions. It forces reflection. It teaches you to listen instead of demand, to trust instead of control. And this is uncomfortable. Because silence confronts you with your fears, your doubts, your impatience.
It exposes how much of your confidence depends on external validation, how often you need reassurance to keep going. But here's the lesson. When you learn to walk without constant confirmation, you become unshakable.
You stop relying on applause.
You stop chasing approval. You stop needing everything to make sense before you move forward.
You learn to trust the process of life.
And trusting the process doesn't mean pretending everything is fine. It doesn't mean suppressing pain or ignoring struggle. It means believing that this season has purpose, even if you don't understand it yet.
It means showing up on hard days. Doing the right thing when no one is watching.
Continuing to grow when no one is clapping.
Some of the strongest people you admire were shaped in silent seasons you never saw. They had moments of doubt,
Moments of loneliness. Moments where they questioned everything.
but they didn't quit in the quiet.
And that's why their breakthrough lasted. You see, noise creates excitement, but silence creates depth. Noise grabs attention, but silence builds foundation. And without a strong foundation, anything you build will eventually collapse.
God works in silence because silence builds roots, and roots determine how high you can grow.
If you're in a season where life feels quiet right now, don't rush it. Don't curse it. Don't assume it means you're failing.
Ask yourself instead, what is this season teaching me?
Maybe it's teaching patience.
Maybe it's teaching resilience.
Maybe it's teaching you to trust yourself again.
Maybe it's teaching you to let go of control. Whatever it is, it matters. Nothing in your journey is wasted. Not the waiting, not the confusion, not the tears you cried when no one was watching. Every part of it is shaping the person you're becoming. One day, you'll look back and realize the silence wasn't empty at all. It was full of growth, full of alignment, full of preparation. And the timing will make sense.
Not because life suddenly became easy, but because you became stronger.
So if today feels quiet, stay faithful. Keep going. Keep showing up. Keep believing, even when belief feels heavy. Because what's being built in silence will stand when everything else falls.
Thank you for spending this time with Paths of Hope. If this message spoke to you, let it remind you that you are not behind, you are not forgotten, and you are not failing. You are becoming. Trust the process. The silence has meaning.